Hi, my name is Rachel Skeffer, and I will be presenting today on Chapter 9 on self-victimization. Just share the screen. We can get going. All right. So just to give some background on this client, Roberta. Roberta is from a pretty average and loving family. She currently works as an electrical engineer, and she's described as being highly capable and intelligent, but she's recently struggled a lot since getting passed up on a job promotion. And additionally, too, she's generally had a pretty low sense of self-esteem and self-worth, and she's been highly sensitive to criticism from others. So as you can imagine, this job passing up has been really traumatic for her. She did have a bit of a unique childhood, though, because at age 9 she was diagnosed with leukemia, and although her parents really loved her, they didn't handle the stress super well, and she kind of became their emotional caretaker. And because of this, she kind of ended up internalizing a lot of her issues and kind of ignored how she really felt. She had a really hard time after beating cancer, too. She was kind of ostracized and made fun of for not having hair. And the only escape she really found was in her intellect. So, as you can imagine, when she was passed up on that job, she began to realize how much verbal abuse she had endured from her boss and in her marriage, and sought counseling to try to make some changes. So coming into therapy, Roberta was a self-proclaimed victim because she was bullied so much as a kid. She kind of just was used to that, like being the scapegoat for people, being the reason like that other people were upset or whatever. She just was used to that, and really deeply identified as in that kind of victimhood as well. And she just kind of felt helpless as to how about going to make changes. And because of all of this teasing that she encountered, she had an extremely self-critical view of herself and an inner voice that really contributed a lot to her depression. And when she came in, like, it was really difficult for her to do anything really other than her job. And she wasn't sleeping well and she was losing a lot of weight. So because of all of this, her therapist thought it was best that before they even really get started, she gets put on medication so she could kind of come up to a place where she was able to begin to feel empowered to do work, to feel well enough to do that again. Fortunately enough, Roberta came in really knowing what her goals were, and showed a lot of self-reflection in that, and advocated for them well. But ultimately, she just wanted to stop feeling like a victim and stop taking this abuse, this verbal abuse, specifically from home and at work. And she wanted to learn what it meant to be kind to herself. So the first thing that happened was that Roberta and her counselor kind of realized that because these issues were so deeply rooted and had been going on for so long, she kind of realized that this wasn't going to be a short-term experience for counseling. And so they both made a commitment to continue for a while, and she ended up in counseling for just about 2 years, I think. In addition to that, they also made a contract to commit to staying engaged in their sessions and in the therapy, because Roberta was so sensitive at this point to criticism. It was only a matter of time where she kind of shut down, because that's what she had essentially been like conditioned to do. And just she had just been conditioned to respond really poorly. And so her counselor had the great idea of making a contract for her to press in and engage and address the areas where she felt hurt and criticized, so they could get effective work done. The main approach that they used was transactional analysis, because this approach really does a great job at kind of tackling issues from the past, while integrating like a relational perspective on how her early childhood experiences are impacting her now. So this approach involved a lot of moving back and forth between chairs, as Roberta essentially kind of learned to reconnect and engage with her child self. And at first this was really awkward for her, but she quickly got used to it, and the transformation, as you'll see, was quite powerful. So after their long work and hard work, Roberta kind of made this huge discovery that this critical voice and view of herself that she had developed as a young child was really an attempt to kind of protect herself by cutting others to the chase. And so when she realized that, that really changed everything for her, and she was able to even like thank her younger self for trying to do something, even though it was inadequate. She was really pleased to see that her younger self, that something in her cared about protecting and advocating for herself. So that was really powerful for her, and helped her make a lot of peace. And out of that, she was able to make a lot of changes. Kind of out of that too, she realized that her current work situation and her current boss, like his strategy was to be demeaning and criticize, and she realized that that just wasn't a great fit for her. And so she ended up leaving to find a better, more healthy long-term fit that matched, this new lifestyle that she wanted to lead. And things with her husband got better too. She realized that they really did love each other. And so he was willing to go to couples counseling with her too. And it was there that they really got to begin to work through their communication styles, and kind of realize how negative their style was, and begin to get tools to communicate in healthier ways. So thanks for listening to my presentation on Roberta, and I hope that you found it as insightful as I did. Stop sharing, and thank you.